Crafters, in tonight's video we're going to be making an Easter card using the Easter Bunny Photopolymer stamp set found in the mini catalog, and then we'll be using the Thanks a Bunch Photopolymer stamp set and the Dandy Designs Designer Series paper, both of them found in the SALE-A-Bration Brochure. Celebration is almost over. There's only a couple more days left, so you're going to want to make your purchases now. Stampin' Up! Has added some more items to Celebration, so there's plenty to select from. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan Simple Paper Crafts found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds to turn the camera down and we'll get started. Well, here's that Easter card we're going to make tonight, and we use the Easter Bunny Photopolymer stamp set. We'll use the left-facing bunny and the Happy Easter sentiment for the front of this card, and then on the inside of the card we're going to use that cluster of eggs and the Easter treat for you for the sentiment. Then the Thanks a Bunch Photopolymer stamp set, we're going to use the large carrot. There's a carrot root and there's a carrot root detail. And then we'll use the small leaves, and we're going to stamp it twice for the leaves to make it more pronounced. For the background paper, we're going to use the Dandy Designs 12 by 12 inch paper, and we cut that down to the right size. This is a great pattern paper to use for backgrounds to cards or for scrapbook pages. There's 48 sheets of pattern paper for each of the 12 double-sided designs. Let's take a look at the inside here, and we'll get started with stamping this cardstock for the inside of the card. So we're going to use an Easter treat for you, and we're going to use a Memento Tuxedo Black for the stamped page. And I'm just going to put this paper down here so that we don't get it on my workspace. And I want to make sure I get that centered right. So let me just flip this over here. And then we're going to use this cluster of 3 eggs. And we'll put it right down here. I don't think I have it quite stamped right. I think I missed a spot there. This looks better now. All right, and then we're just going to stamp off, and then we will put it on to our Stampin' Scrub. And let me show you that. We never want to put a stamp away dirty, so that's why we have this Stampin' Scrub to clean this off. And I'm going to use a little mist here, Stampin' Mist. And I'm going to use this on this side because that's where I sprayed it, but that's because there is a raindrop up there indicating that's the wet side. And then this has a sunshine in it for drying it. So there we go. I will continue to stamp off camera from this point forward. So let's take these markers here. I have our light pale papaya, and I'm going to use that on this far left egg here, and I'm just going to go around the dots that are on that egg. Then we're going to take our dark fresh freesia, and I'm just going to color in the dots. Then I'm going to go back and take my light pale papaya, and I'm going to take the brush portion, and I'm going to brush the egg that's in the center. Then I'm going to go back and take our dark Cajun Craze and outline plaid on the egg. Then we're going to come back to this last one, and we're going to use a light fresh freesia. And I'm going to use the brush portion again. And I'm just going to color all of the egg. And then I'm going to go back and use the dark fresh freesia. And I'm just going to use the nub and go over the outline again. I'm going to go back and go over it again. There we go. That's it. So I'm going to put that aside to dry. And we'll bring that back in a little bit later. Next we want to do is our bunny. And first we're going to do the grass portion. So I'm going to take this right here. That's our grass. And I'm going to use our soft succulent. And I am going to stamp it twice, one right after the other, toward the bottom of this piece. I'll give you the dimension in just a few minutes here. And I don't want to use this. I wanted to use MEMENTO ink in black, but we'll use this instead. We're going to use the soft succulent to fill this in, and I'm going to use the dark. And I'm just going across the leftmost side of the stamped image. Now I'll come back with the light soft succulent. And I'm just going to turn it upside down here. And I'm just filling in the leaves. I'll just go across the bottom here some. There's like a leaf in the background there, I'm thinking. I'm going to make another leaf in the background there. Okay. And I'm just going to go across the bottom. I think that is good. Now, you could take the time and fussy cut this out and then put that over your stamped bunny. But I am going to leave it there, and I'm going to mask it with these pieces right here. So these are the leaves, and I stamped them on a piece of paper that had some adhesive on the back. So I'm using, let me see if I can't find it, some Avery removable labels. And I just stamped 2 of these stamps on here with the basic black. And I cut them out. And that's what I used there. Now I'm going to go and stamp the bunny over the top of this. And it's the left facing bunny. And I'm going to go over toward the left side where the actual masking paper is down. And I am just going to stamp it there. There we go. And I'm just going to stamp off. And I'll stamp this off as well. So then you want to just take off this mask. And I'm just going to put this right inside of the container for the bunnies. Right here. And then I've got those whenever I want to use them. I'm going to close this up so I don't put my fingers in it. We'll probably have to come back and use that yet one more time, but got that right now. And then I'm going to color in this bunny. So we've got our dark petal pink, and that's what I'm going to do for the ear. And I'll use it for the nose and as well as his cheek. Then we've got we're done with the light soft succulent. So then we've got our light crumb cake and our dark crumb cake. I'm going to take the dark crumb cake first. And I'm going to go over the edges on this bunny. So I'm going to do the top edge. And I'm going to do the top of his head. And I'm going to go just inside that top portion by his cheek. And that's it. We shouldn't have to come back and use this anymore, but I won't put it away yet. Then we're going to use our light crumb cake. I'm going to use the brush portion, and I'm going to just blend this out. And I'm laying the brush down so as not to wear out the tip. And I'm going to just go over all of this right here, going into the bunny. I want to leave the belly white, so that's why I'm going into the bunny rather than going across the belly, because that would make the belly light brown, and that's not what I want. And I'm going to go right across the top here. And I'm going to take just a few swipes with the nub here down by the grass, because I don't want to smear the grass any. Okay, and I'm going back and bring the brush out, just kind of swipe over the very end of that to get rid of those brush strokes. All right. I think she's done, and I am going to take our scissors and I'm going to fussy cut her out. On this one I did do the tail as well. On the other one, let me see if I can't find the other one. You see the tail was left white. I don't see you see enough of the tail that it matters whether it's white or brown, so it's okay to have it brown. So I am just going to cut this leaf off here. And I'm just going to go just a quick cut around, and then we're going to do fussy cutting from this point forward. So I'm just going to go right here, leaving about 1/16 of an inch for white as a border all the way around. As you can see, I'm moving the paper and not the scissors. I hope you saw that. I don't know if I had that pulled toward me. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my fingernail file and just clean up some of these points here. So right here it was a little bit sharp. And right here. And you don't really have to do a lot. You could take your scissors and knock it off with your scissors. This one I'm actually going to knock it off because it's a little bit more than what I need there. There we go. And then I'm just going to use my Light So Soft Succulent. And I'm going to brush up in the grass here because I see that I had used it to draw that line on the bottom. And I can see the line still. So I'm just going to draw little strokes of grass. So that's kind of blending that in. There. I think that looks a lot better. And we'll let this dry. And let me see if I can't get this paper out of the way. Let me tell you what size this paper I used for this one. I used a piece of 2 inches by 2.5 inches. That would be 5.1 centimeters by 6.4 centimeters. And this one, I don't know if I told you, this is 4 inches by 5.25 inches, or 10.2 centimeters by 13.3 centimeters. And now this piece here, we've got 2 3/8 inches by 3 5/8 inches, or 6 centimeters by 9.2 centimeters. And I am going to take our carrot root detail, this one right here, and I'm going to stamp this on here 3 times, and then we'll take the carrot root and stamp that over the top of it. I'm going to use 2nd generation stamping when I do the large carrot root. So let me get our ink out. We'll use our CALYPSO coral. And we're going to use the detailed root first. And I am just going to put it on the right side. And I want it to be going straight into the ground. So it looks like I'm putting it at an angle, but I'm actually putting it so the center part is going straight into the ground. And then I'm just going to take our large carrot, and I'm going to stamp off once, so that makes it 2nd generation, and I'm going to balance that over the top of that. That works pretty well that way. And actually, even if it wasn't perfect, I think it'll work just fine. And no 2 carrots should look the same, so I'm just going to set this one in. And we're going to do a 2nd generation on this again. All right, and then one more. And I'm going to have to come a little closer to that middle one. Second generation. And then let's see if we can't get this on here. That works pretty good. And I think we're done with this one. I'm going to close that up. So next we need is our leaves. Here's our leaves, and they're pretty small, but I'm going to stamp them on there twice, and I do need the soft succulent for that because I want to produce more foliage than what's there. So I'm going to stamp a little bit off center, come back again off center to the other side, and that'll give you more foliage that way. All right. And now we're done with that. Then next we're going to need our Happy Easter. And we're going to use Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And we're just going to go right across the center. Okay, let's put that aside to dry. Next we want our 4 1/4 inch piece of cardstock by 11 inches, or that'd be 10.8 centimeters by 28 centimeters. And we've got it scored at 5.5 inches or 14 centimeters. I'm going to fold and burnish that. And I'm going to burnish it on both sides because I want to get a nice crisp edge there. Okay, then next we're going to take our piece of basic white cardstock, that 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece that we did earlier, and that would be 10.2 centimeters by 13.3 centimeters. And we're going to put some glue on that. And let me see if I can't get my silicone mat in here. And I'm just going to clean this off real quick here. glue on here. I like using the liquid glue rather than the tear and tape because then I can wiggle it and get it centered properly. The tear and tape or the Seal and Seal Plus dries much too quick for me. And we're using our multi-purpose glue, and I have it in this needle nose tip to make it easier to get a fine line. And it helps when I'm using it on detailed items as well. I'm going to leave 1/8 of an inch for a border on here on all 4 sides. And I'm just going to put this away. And I'm going to remove the air bubbles that may be in there. There we go. And let's just set that aside for right now. Next we want is our 3 5/8 inch by 5 1/8 inch piece of Dandy Designer Series paper. And this is our 4-inch piece by 5 1/4 inch, or 10.2 centimeters by 13.3 centimeters. And this is Gorgeous Grape. And I'm going to put some glue on the back of this. Oh, isn't that wonderful? That's the back side of that. And I'm going to leave 1/16 of an inch for a border on this. So that's about 1 centimeter. So basically center it on your card piece. And that'll leave you about 1 centimeter on all 4 sides. And I'm going to use my bone folder again just to get all the air bubbles out from underneath. Then I'm going to put glue on the back of this and put it on the center of our card base. And let me bring our card base back in here. And I'm going to leave 1/8 of an inch for a border on all 4 sides. And I'm just using my fingers first to do the burnishing, but then I'll bring in my bone folder again. And I'm going to burnish it from the inside as well. Okay. The next we need is our 2 1/2 inch by 3 3/4 inch piece of CALYPSO coral, or that'd be 6.4 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. And we're going to take our 2 3/8 piece by 3 5/8 inches, or 6.9 centimeters by 9.2 centimeters of the basic white, and we're going to glue that on there. And let's get that down here. In this, we're going to leave 1/16 of an inch for a border on all 4 sides. And again, that's going to be about 1 centimeter, 0.1 centimeter, excuse me. And I'm going to use my bone folder to get all the glue bubbles out. Then we want to take our dimensionals. These are the large dimensionals. And I'm going to put them on the back side here. I'm going to put 2 at the top, 2 in the center, and 2 at the bottom. If you're going to hand this out, you will only need to put the 4 down, and 1 in each corner. But I want this to be able to go through the U.S. mail, so that's why I've got 6 on there instead of the 4. Let's take our Take Your Pick tool and just pick off those paper backings. And then we're going to put them on the center of our card base. And that'll give us about 7/8 of an inch for a border all the way around. So about 7/8 of an inch there. I'm not measuring, I'm eyeballing it. So I might not be exact, but I'm making sure it's straight lined, so it's going on those little dots there. So that looks about right. Then we can take this piece here, and we want to put dimensionals on the back of this and put it down at the bottom, right down here. So you have 1/8 of an inch at the bottom and on the right hand side. And then we'll glue this on to the carrot. So let's do our dimensionals, and I'm going to use our large dimensionals again. And I'm not taking the backings off just yet. So I think I can put another dimensional right here. So that won't belly out on me. And I'm not going to put the glue on yet. I will put that on in just a few minutes here. And I just took these backings off of these paper backings off here. So this is sticky adhesive. And that one's done already. And we're going to get that down there. I think I want it to be so that you don't see the carrot. So I'm going to just move it over a little bit. Yeah, so that's going to work better. Okay. So what I did is I had it all the way over here, and then you could see part of the carrot down here, and I didn't want that. So now you don't see any of the carrot beyond his nose. So now we can just put a little glue right down in there. And I'm just going to just squeeze it in here. There. I think that works. I hope you like this project as much as I did. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji. That means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Mark your calendar. I'll be back next Sunday, March 5th at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we'll be making something from the new mini catalog. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight, and I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.